Hey everybody, we're here at Colonial Beach. It's in Virginia. We're at the SXCS cross country. This is the Northern Neck race on Halloween. And it started to rain for probably a good half hour before this, and believe it or not, this course looked incredible right before it started to rain. But it went to hell in a handbasket real quick. I got out here pretty much in fourth place, just trying to not get stuck. That was my main goal when I first took off. Be patient with me. This lens clears off and gets muddy and clears off and gets muddy. I wanted to keep the grass track kind of on there because it does clear out here. So this is what I was looking through with my goggles. My goggles only lasted about maybe a half a lap, and then they got thrown over onto my bars, or I think I threw them down around my neck. It was just plain soup. I mean, that's about as easy as you could put it. It got tight. Craig got a good jump. There's two other guys in my class out in front of me, but there's 16 guys in the class, and we're out here trying to put as much space in between them guys as we can, for sure. Look at that big bottleneck up there that Craig's in. He's going to come out of that bottleneck in like third. This thing shakes out pretty good. This would have been awesome to hit whenever everything was good about an hour ago. It's just amazing how fast this track deteriorated. You can tell the lens, it kind of clears up and then it'll get muddy again. It's pouring down rain on us as we're riding. That kind of keeps the lens cleaned off. The first lap was, what do I want to say? There was ruts from the 6 or 7 lines of bikes that started in front of us. Finally catching up to Craig here. And but boy, by the second lap, them ruts got so deep that you would just stand your bike up in them. You couldn't go. It would get stuck in the foot pegs, and you couldn't get around them. I think you're gonna see. I had to cut out so much footage just because there was so much mud on the lens. It wasn't worth watching. So in an hour and a half, I did 3 laps. And the funny thing was, I came around, I had a watch on my handlebars. Oh, that's my first pass on Craig right there. I get around him. Toward the end of this stinking race, started at 11 o'clock, and I knew the race was over at 1:30. I came around and stopped in front of the white flag. I was like, how long do you throw the checker? I know it's got to be close. It was within 5 minutes. They wanted me to do a 4th lap, and I didn't do it. I thought I might have passed enough people to get it, and I did. I ended up getting first. So I got lucky that way. This cornfield was deep mud. I went down in the 3rd lap like that guy right there, and I was just covered head to toe in about 2 inches of thick mud. I got it in my throttle. It got really hard to not catch. You had to the spring wouldn't work anymore in the throttle. It wouldn't snap back. It got so much mud and sand in the throttle tube that you had to just push it back. I can't count the number of guys out here that I seen stuck, walked away from their bike, and it really does suck that, well, you can see a little bit of it coming up right now. You see some of them ruts? They're man eaters. That's all I gotta say. They will swallow your bike whole. You did everything you could not to get in them. I mean everything. I'm trying to stay in front of Craig right now. We really don't know anybody down here. We don't run enough of this series to really be into points or anything. So this was just kind of a match between him and I, and a little bit of bragging race. It was just an extra race we threw in here at the end of the year. We do like the SXCS series. They seem to be organized, and I like their format, how they do stuff. Watch this mess. See that giant rut? I do not want to go in it. My bike is stuck. I fell in. I tried to stay to the right. You watch. Thank God I got a back strap on my seat. I just grab a hold of this sucker. Luckily my bike is not real heavy. And I literally yank it up out of that ditch because the foot pegs were keeping it from going. Now I had to fast forward because I got mud thrown on me sooner or later, or the lens got so packed full of stuff. You just couldn't see. And I rode without my goggles. That was the only way I could see. This was a nice little pond and a lake house they had sitting around here. We had to go around. The other couple of laps, I went up around the top up there. I like that a little bit better. I'll tell you what though, I felt good today. Everybody I caught, I was able to get around or follow, and then they'd make a mistake and I was able to get around, or they got stuck, or we just go and we would make another trail around some of the big giant holes. I'd come up on guys that were stuck. Not just like one guy. There'd be 4 or 5 guys literally stuck in a mud hole that was so deep. Unfortunately, my lens was so dirty that I didn't capture any of it on film. Just take my word on it. There was, and hill climbs, there was 2 hill climbs. They weren't really much of a hill climb, but you'd see 4 or 5 guys just sprawled out everywhere. And they would be, you just kind of had to thread the needle, weave back and forth up through them and try to another guy down and out. I don't think I've ever been in a course where I seen guys that were so totally, thoroughly exhausted, they would just start up over a hill, the bike would stop, they forget to put their feet out, and they just fall over. It was incredible to watch the amount of exhaustion on guys' bodies. They put themselves through some torture out here. And luckily the crews and stuff, they came out and they started to do as good a job as they could, and they were blocking parts of the track off that just got to be completely impassable. And I'm not sure if you were watching the second or third lap here or not, or the first lap, because I had to cut so much out, but you can kind of grasp how muddy it really is. And my lap times were like 20 minutes at the first lap. I thought, yeah, that's great, I got a good lap. By the third lap I did, I went from 20-minute lap to not getting stuck really bad. The track degraded itself down to I was doing a 32-minute lap on the third lap, and I just didn't want to go back out again. Wasn't sure if I was going to make it without getting stuck. So I wanted to make sure I finished. What just mess. This is one of them spots where everybody's just stuck, can't go. And I had a pretty good tractor gear, I guess you'd say. And I was able to keep tractoring right up over that hill. That was pretty cool, I thought. I literally seen one guy that was buried in a hole. His bike was leaning over a little bit, but he was cleaning up to the tank in mud. And that was one thing that stuck in my mind when I came around and seen the white flag. I thought, if I get stuck like that and ruin my bike, I'm not going to be able to forgive myself for doing something like that. This was just some crazy crap. Believe it or not, the sun came out for the second race at around 2:30 after they got a lot of the course blocked off and changed for the second race, and it was blue skies and sunny, and I bet the track dried out somewhat. Probably got a lot better. Oh, right here, there was a rut. I don't know if you can see that guy or not. He's buried. He's completely buried right there. Almost up to the seat. This guy in front of me, he gets his bike started again. And I knew I did not want to drop down in that. So I got off my bike, kept my back or my left hand on the strap on my seat, and I just like idle this thing up through here, pushing this tree, doing whatever I can to keep out of that ditch, because I knew if I fall in it, I'm in trouble. I finally do make it out of here. I do make it out, and then that's all the more footage I got, folks. That's going to be a wrap for 2020 season. I got a couple more videos coming. Stay tuned. That was the cool looking trophy I thought you ought to see. I'll talk to y'all a little later. Have a good one.